Hey guys, so today's video is going to be on the one, the only Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. If you watch YouTube or have an Instagram or do not live under a rock, you have heard of this. And I finally just recently got my hands on it. And so I wanted to put it to the test in a first impression style video to show you guys if it is really worth the hype that it gets or not. So I picked up the shade Fair Beige. I wanted to get the shade Fair, but they were all out, and I think that this is a pretty good color match for my under eye. It's not too incredibly brightening, but it's not the exact same color as my skin tone either. I got mine at Ulta and it was $24. I do believe that this is exclusive to Ulta. I think that's the only place that you can get it, either in store or online. Everything I've ever heard about this concealer says that it's extremely full coverage, you hardly need to set it, and you don't need to use very much because a little bit goes a very long way. So I kept all of those things in mind as I was applying it. I do try it as a spot concealer as well as underneath the eyes. And then later tonight, I will check in with you guys at the end of the day to show you how it is holding up. I also used it as a eyeshadow base. So this is technically called the Tarte Double Duty Beauty Shape Tape Contour Concealer. On Ulta's website, it retails for $25. There is 0.33 ounces in the tube, and there is 14 shade options. Sculpt and highlight as you mask imperfections with this 2-in-1 full coverage concealer. The hydrating, long-wearing formula delivers natural, radiant coverage across all skin types, so you can instantly brighten and cover acne, dark circles, and redness while softening the look of pores and fine lines. Wear it 1 to 2 shades lighter or darker, and it works as a creamy highlighter or contouring stick with a lightweight blendable formula and tapered wand applicator, ideal for precise strobing and sculpting. Powered by Amazonian clay and conditioning mango seed and shea butters, this nutrient-rich concealer helps promote skin elasticity and illumination with each crease-free application. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and try spot concealing with this bad boy. I'll probably try like a few different methods. Maybe I'll just blend it in with my finger a little bit. Hopefully this shade works for me. Okay, this is going really far, really fast. Oh my gosh, you can't see my blemish at all. Oh my gosh, it's like completely set, and it sort of looks a little bit cakey. This is like not even really spot concealing. This is like foundation. I'm putting foundation on my face right now. Okay, so that's the fullest coverage of anything I've ever used in my whole life, and I used way too much. Hopefully that means that this bottle will last me forever, because this thing is so expensive, it's not even funny. So it definitely conceals really well when it comes to spot concealing. It's just a little bit difficult to work with because of how pigmented it is and how far it goes. I guess next time I'll just keep in mind to literally use like a dot for my entire face. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my foundation, and I will be right back. Alright, so now my foundation is on, and I can just see that there's a few spots that I wish had just a little bit more coverage, so I'm gonna try and add on the coverage with the Shape Tape, just where I feel like I need it. And then I'm gonna try to blend it in with my sponge that I used for my foundation. I think that gave me a little bit more coverage. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and apply some Shape Tape to my under eyes as well as on my eyelids. I wanna see how this works as an eyeshadow primer. Usually I'm not someone who can get away with just using a concealer as an eyeshadow primer because my eyelids are just too oily, so we'll see how this keeps my shadows in place throughout the day. All right, please excuse the zits and the eyebrows that desperately need plucking, but I want you to be able to see somehow that there is no creasing. Like when I pull my skin taut, you can't see the makeup that's like creased when my eyes are squinched like this. Also, I just wanted to let you guys know that I did prime my whole face with the Nivea Men's Sensitive Post Shave Balm. For foundation, I used the L'Oreal Infallible Total Cover in the shade 301. I also set my under eye concealer as well as my whole face with my RCMA No Color Powder, and I set my face with my Wet n Wild setting spray. I take all those steps even when I do first impressions because that's what I would do normally if I wasn't doing a first impression, so I figured I might as well do my actual routine. All right, it is now about 4:30 p.m. So the concealer has been on for about 8 hours, and I want to zoom in nice and close so that you guys can get a really good look at what the concealer looks like right now. I don't know if you can tell when I sort of pull my skin down. This side has very minimal creasing after 8 hours, and this side hasn't creased much at all, which is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. This blemish got uncovered. You can sort of see when I get super up close, you can see all the like the peach fuzz on my face, which makes my foundation and my concealer look a little bit cakey. My eyeshadows definitely did crease a little bit, but in the concealer's defense, it was like 100 degrees outside today, and I did walk out in the hot sun, so I was sweating a little bit. So concealers alone typically don't control my oils on my eyelids. So I would use this as an eye base, but I would just layer it on top of an actual eye primer that's meant for being an eyeshadow base. But for 8 hours, this lasted amazingly. So I think that the concealer blended absolutely beautifully. The color match was pretty good, especially for being the second lightest shade. I'm usually the absolute 100% lightest shade. It didn't cover this pimple really well. This one is one of the only like active pimples I have on my face right now. The rest of it is mostly just scarring. When people say on YouTube that a little bit goes a very long way, they are not kidding, okay? That's not just like something that they say. You literally need like 2 dots, maybe. That's like if you're being generous. Like you see me do with my Maybelline Fit Me, that big old triangle underneath the eye. Girl, that is enough for your whole face and your best friend's whole face. This stuff goes so far because it is so like concentrated pigment. So, off of my first impression, I say yes. It is worth the hype, and as of right now, I will be repurchasing this when I run out of it. It's so expensive. I need to like wash the crap out of my face and probably wash my hair. Ew. I need to exfoliate my lips. So that's everything for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any future videos of mine, and I will see you guys next time.